this looks like a really nice camp, and it mostly was, other than the lack of a bathroom and the near endless train honking that went on for pretty much the entire night. This was worse than those days on the Mississippi, I think. And just as we were packing up, the neighbor came over and said, "Oh, you guys want to like shower or use the bathroom? They apparently have a whole separate house here that's usually open and empty." And if we talked to her last night, we would have probably gotten to stay here. Bundy, I'm pretty sure my grandmother had some of these exact same rugs. I recognize some of the patterns. So things are a little less immediate now that we've had access to a bathroom, but now sadly it's back to the whole walkie-walkie thing. Don't worry, Jen, I think there's some long roads, some corn. So yes, we've added it to the guide. Well, we sent it to John, who will add it to the Hiking America guide, so hopefully other people can benefit and have a few less hours spent in the middle of the night listening to trains go by. So we had an extended part of the Mississippi where there are rail tracks going on one or both sides of the river, and after one or two bad nights we would actually pick our camps away from the train tracks. Like, that was our main thing. Okay, where can we camp that's as far as possible away? I don't care that there's rabid wolverines or meth heads. I'm fine with that. The screaming of the meth heads dies out at about 11 o'clock. You okay there? Bundy just had a stroke again. Trains, on the other hand, this was actually worse. So that lady was really nice, gave us a warm fuzzy for this town, but yeah, I did not get much sleep last night, even with my earplugs in. Bundy was just like, trains! So unfortunately last night it was really nice hiking until maybe an hour and a half before dark, and all of a sudden the humidity just came in with a vengeance. Oh look, Jen, the children play in traffic in this town. That's fun. So unfortunately, by the time we stopped, everything was soaked. We put the rain fly on to avoid more dew coming down. And Jen is excited because she's getting to send the Patreon thank you postcards that she has been filling out. But yeah, if there's one thing I really hate out here, it is having to put on wet layers in the morning. It was so bad I didn't even bother with the shorts, and I'm just wandering around in my underwear, but not much I can do about the sun chart. It just kind of is what it is, and normally I just kind of, sigh, drink another cup of coffee, and then go for it. I had hoped we were actually getting out of the humidity. We're approaching central Kansas here, and things have been feeling drier, but I guess maybe not yet. So the name of the game for today and tomorrow is just trying to keep up progress. McPherson is kind of within range. We're both feeling the need for laundry and a shower. So we're kind of thinking that we push hard today and hopefully get so we can make it to McPherson the following day early enough to do laundry, get a hotel room, not arrive at 10:30 at night. We do have somebody who drove out here wanting to meet us, so our plan is we're going to hike throughout the day. We're getting a relatively early start, and hopefully after about 25 miles they will pick us up. They're staying at a local campground. We're going to go do that as well and then come back the following morning. Sadly, it is a primitive campground, no water, showers, etc., etc. The humidity does seem to be a little better again this morning. Reminds me of hiking through Tehachapi. On the PCT, there is a zone where you are out amongst the windmills for what felt like weeks. Or we could have stayed in this lovely property. Very airy. It's an open floor plan concept, it looks like,
I was so into my book, I almost walked right past him, but Matt found a good amount of shade on a very exposed farming road.
I found some earlier, but it involved an aggressive dog, so. There's this cemetery up in the Eastern Sierra that has a bunch of signs up that say no burying without permission. And I kind of figure, you know, something has to happen like 3 times for somebody to go through the effort of printing out a sign and putting it up, etc., etc. So I always just had the image going by there of somebody, you know, hauling grandma's corpse out and doing a bad job, barely covering it up, you know, slippers popping out of the dirt. So at least for this section, all of our towns are about 8-10 miles apart. So we have plenty of opportunities for snacks, water, etc. if we need. The route finding is also really simple. Make a left at Tampa, keep going straight for miles and miles and miles, make a right, wait till you hit a town. So this is another park that people have camped in. Somebody said, oh yeah, the restrooms are usually locked, but you can just knock on the mayor's door and he'll come unlock them for you. Gotta love that small town service, huh?
I don't know who's kept it. These are actually my grandchildren. My husband grew up in Tampa here.
Ah. Oh. Didn't used to do that with the 20-pound pack on my back, I guess. Oh. And welcome to Tampa. All of the water fountains in the park were shut off, so there is a rumor that there is water at the fire station somewhere down here. And you might wonder why this face. Lots of people have wondered why this hideous, hideous face. But this sad face is because somebody just approached us and said, there's a cafe in town. And I'm like, I know. And then he pulled his wallet out and he's like, I'll buy you lunch there. And I'm like, oh, but she's vegetarian. And he got this look like, oh, and then said they had French fries. And I'm like,
Hey, I said I would go there with you if you really wanted to.
Notice the rolling eyes, notice the tone. Guys in the audience have recognized a precipice that's near. Do you say yes at your own peril? No, honey, it's fine. Tell me, is my sister on? I honestly want to know. Run, Blondie! They figured out there's a vegetarian in town. Go! What was that? Mitch McConnell did that. They thought he had a stroke, and you're just like, yeah, it's fine.
Good, put the camera away, let's go.
So sadly, we are escaping town. No fries, no French fries, no hamburgers, no chicken sandwiches. Nothing to be had. And onwards towards Durham. Jen did also get approached by the local sheriff back there, who was just curious what she was up to and if everything is okay. Apparently, if they find you walking in the middle of the cornfields in middle of Kansas in July, they're like, you sure everything's okay? So the nice thing about the grids out here is we can kind of pick, do we want to be on pavement or do we want to be on dirt? So we've been kind of alternating here. The marked route is actually 1 mile to our left. This will let us avoid the pavement for 3 miles of the 4 miles into Durham. Good thing we took this side road. We might have seen tens of vehicles today. Yep. Once again, you need more bottles, I think.
No, I have enough bottles.
No, just like 2 more. This was the first time we've really asked for water and gotten a less than friendly reception to it in quite a while. We are on our way out of town, just trying to get as many miles as we can before we're picked up at 8 o'clock. So Blondie got to pet a puppy, and we got cookies from some nice folks here. Come on, Blondie, mush. You got to pet puppies and a kitty. You should be all recharged now. That was a really awesome little surprise. That family came pouring out, waving us down. Apparently they had met some other hikers. They claim they talked to 2 other people this year, including some sort of a chef that I didn't recognize. And they were just super excited. And this is usually the part of the day that drags a little bit. It's 5 o'clock, so it's still really warm. Once the sun gets a little lower, it gets closer to 7. Kind of the urgency of wanting to get as many miles as possible before the day ends kicks in. I'm also dragging more than usual right now because I did not sleep worth a damn last night, thanks to all the trains. And we just had the worst bloody dog encounter in, I don't know, 1,500 miles or so. They had 2 pit bulls that came out, and I didn't want to walk away too quickly because Jen was after me, and she doesn't have drinking bulls, and they could not get them under control. They were telling me to just hit the dogs with the poles, and then this other guy came by. Then right about as we got clear with the usual, fighting them off with the trekking poles, some guy came by with the truck, opened the door, said, "You want to ride?" They bit me in the arm the other day. Freaking people. "7:25. This storm is moving slow, which is good because I don't want to be stuck out here in lightning. We are going to be picked up in about a half hour, so we're just trying to get last couple of miles in. We want to get as far as possible so that we are set up to hopefully make it into McPherson tomorrow. We are pretty much right on time, if not on topic, so. Got to get within headbutting range to really get the selfie.
Get the perspective right in a telephoto, you can make it look that way. That's what Hollywood does.
And Blondie has had so many doggies today. We have had fluffy cows. It has been a day. So we are currently out at McPherson Lake. We did a good 26, 27 mile day today. We should have 22 miles into McPherson, so we should have our setup. And we're going to relax with some nice folks that were nice enough to come out to meet us.
Had a really nice dinner with some trail angels that met us today, brought us to this campground, and really peaceful camp at McPherson State Lake. Lots of animal encounters today, including 2 dogs, a cat, and a herd of buffalo from a distance. And we are getting to the point where it's been about over a week since our last showers and laundry. Matt was just reminding me of this fact. So tomorrow we are headed into the town of McPherson, and we'll probably get a hotel there so we can clean up and reset. Home sweet home for the night.